was this crazy, scary growl in the third floor. Me and my friend were just walking around like I said, totally new, never done this before. So we're like, my logic was like, look, we're just gonna like kind of like follow one of these groups, just kind of see what they do, and just just report back on the show or whatever. So we were walking around, and all we had were like a flip cam and our phones, and
Right.
and just walking around. And on the flip cam, you hear this. I mean, when I heard it back, I was like, what the heck was that? This super loud growl, just like, "Roar," and just like kind of trails off. And I remember thinking, like, that thing was so loud that we would have heard it, while we were there.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But somehow it was only captured on the audio.
Right.
And I remember thinking, well, that's one of like the scariest, creepiest things I ever heard in my life. And I had Rich on the show from BHBP, and I played it for him. And he's like, "Oh, you caught that one too, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I don't know if it's a good thing that I'm not the only one." But I mean, like I said, when you hear something like that, it totally changes your perspective.
Right.
It's
Well, you can't go back from that.
yeah.
Like what? Then what?
Very true.
Yeah, you can't go back. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the point of no return. I'll give it that. Are there any places that you're yet to investigate that you would like to visit?
There's so many. Gosh, off the top of my head, I don't know. Everywhere that the Ghost Adventures have gone, I
Oh, really?
want to go. And I feel like I've gotten to, in the last year, like Linda Vista, Wolf Manor, Armagosa Hotel. Have you ever been to the Armagosa?
No.
It's awesome. It's way out there in Death Valley. Like, you got to drive a ways, but
Wow.
that place is incredible, too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the Queen Mary? I heard that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
and the Queen Mary.
What was your
just-
experience like there?
I've been there quite a few times, and I love it. I love it. I'd gone on the tour, and I'd taken a picture of the spirit guide. I'd taken a picture of the guide, the tour guide, and we were in this room, and he's like, spirits are seen in these chairs and whatnot, and I took a picture, and I actually should post this later. I posted it online.
Uh-huh.
You see in the chair, there's literally a white ball sitting like where a face would be if the person was sitting in the chair, and if you zoom in, it almost looks like a face. There's a huge bright light.
Oh wow.
Some EVPs, lots of crazy shit.
Now, I when I was like kind of looking at some of the work that you've done, quite a few projects deal with paranormal, the paranormal side of things. I would imagine that going on these investigations and getting to know the people in the paranormal community and having your own experiences helps you when it comes to doing shows of this nature or
Right.
movies. How do you apply that to some of your projects? Do you pick your projects based on that, or?
No, I think they just kind of come my way. Like Supernatural, I hadn't done any investigating when Supernatural came along.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh, we're in season 7 or 8. So
Right.
Supernatural fans be like, what, you don't know? Right now, I think we're in 7, 8 guys? I don't know. They'll probably tweet you right now and tell you. But yeah, I've just sort of been pulled that way. And I don't know. It's kind of a separate thing from my work. I don't really use it anyway.
Okay.
I'll be on set and bring my spirit box and sort of break it out and
Right.
talk about my weird ghost stories, and then you have half the crew looking at you like you're cool, and then half the crew looking at you like you're crazy.
Yeah, but also the added advantage is doing the kind of work that you do. You get to visit some of these places that like you said, you filmed in Linda Vista before you investigate and stuff
Right,
like that.
right, yeah.
So that's got to be kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, okay, tell you what, we're going to take our top of the hour break now, and then we're going to come back and talk a little bit more. So far, we're having a really good time. Again, Mr. Chad Lindberg is here with us. Also, Ernie Alonso of Haunted Orange County. We're just having a blast. Thank you to everybody in the chat room, everybody listening through iHeartRadio. Let's see what I got. I think I'm gonna kick it into high gear if I can find the right song. Here we go. We're gonna play a little bit of Pantera. Here we go.
Open your
All right, here we go. Second half of West of the Rockies on Moheak Radio, Moheak.com, broadcasting live from...
Sorry, that was me.
No, that was... is there anybody with us tonight?
Yeah.
Can you knock on something if you're here? There we go. Get the door. Might be Domino's. I ordered pizza earlier. Thank you guys for sticking around. This is Moheak Radio, Moheak.com, broadcasting live from the Swing House Studios in Hollywood, California. We have Mr. Chad Lindberg here with us tonight. We also have Ernie Alonso of Haunted Orange County. Chad, why don't you tell us where people can get in touch with you, keep informed of your latest projects and stuff like that?
I would say Twitter.
Twitter is the way to go?
I'm very, very frequent.
What's your Twitter handle is at Chad Lindberg,
At Chad
right?
Lindberg, yep.
Can't get any easier than that.
It's pretty basic.
And it's good that you got it, because let me tell you, the worst part is when somebody gets your name,
Right.
and then you got to add like 1, 2, 3, 4 or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
like
Or like underscore. Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
XX your
It's
name.
like too much. Who remembers that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. And what are you working on right now? Any projects down the pipeline?
Well, yeah. The past 2 days, I've been working on a short that is being made to bring awareness to kids with ADHD.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be sent to a bunch of sports organizations for soccer coaches or coaches of any kind, really,
Mhm.
to watch it and learn how to work with kids that have ADHD. My nephew has ADHD, and he's the center of my universe. He means everything to me, and that's kind of what drew me to this project. So I've been waking up at the ass crack of dawn
Wow.
the past 3 days to work, and I'm playing a soccer coach, which is completely unlike anything that I've ever done. I'm usually playing the weirdo or,
Mhm.
the drug addict or the guy with the mullet. So it's kind of nice to it's for a good cause.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's definitely one of that's something that a lot of our kids suffer nowadays, and,
Right.
and it's definitely good to raise awareness. So that's really cool. When is that going to be out? Do you know?
I don't know. But I'm hoping that it'll be a way that people can see it. And it's gonna be
Right.
like a 20-minute short.
Absolutely, cool. That is really cool.
Yeah.
Ernie Alonso, the man with the plan. I mean, Ernie, he's like the go-to guy as far as like events go. Like, honestly, I don't know anybody that works harder and puts more stuff for people to enjoy than Ernie of Haunted Orange County.
Well, I thank you.
I always, yeah.
He is.
You
and
can pay me after that.
But he really is. And I got to say, he's taken great care of me. And in the time
Right.
that I've known him, I'm a stand-up guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, I always tell people on the show whenever there's like an event coming up that, if you plan to be in Southern California or you are in Southern California, definitely check out Haunted Orange County, because they always have some really cool events. And if you're interested in the paranormal or you've never experienced the paranormal, and this is a great way to start. So, Ernie, thanks again for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me again.
Why don't you tell me what's cracking with Haunted Orange?
Well, we just finished our first in a series of dinners we're going to be having at the Magic Castle in Hollywood.
Mhm.
And we just had one on Friday night. We're taking small groups, and we want to do a larger group, but it just isn't possible. So we're doing smaller groups.
Right.
We, like I said, we did one on Friday. We were joined by AJ Barrera and, of course, Chad joined us as well. We had Christian Elline, who does our Twitter and our Facebook, and we had what else did we have? We had the beautiful Christine Newman Larson was there with us, and we also had the DJ from Latino 96.3, Sandra Peña, was there with us as well.
Nice.
So we had a great time, and we were hoping that we were going to be able to do a little investigating downstairs.
Mhm.
But even if you hadn't had to have left so early, they had pretty tight security all over
Yeah.
that place, so
Yeah.
it would have been difficult to sneak that in. So I can't promise anybody who is going to be attending these that we're going to be able to do anything like that. But it's a pretty amazing place. They've got some great shows, a lot of great history in that location, and so
Nice.
if you're a platinum member, you will be getting notified soon, and we'll have a chance to join us at the castle. We also have our upcoming Santa Ana Ghost Walks that are going to be starting up at the middle of next month. And Chad was mentioning wanting to visit some of the locations that Ghost Adventures has.
Mhm.
One of our locations that is on our tour is actually going to be featured in an upcoming episode of Ghost Adventures. And so people who take the tour will be able to actually go inside that location. I don't want to say what it
Nice.
is right now, but definitely we're looking forward to those starting up. We are confirmed, I think I said last time, for another event at Heritage Square coming up.
Nice.
That's not until October. Just a lot of great things coming up. A tour brewing in Pasadena. We're going to take them to the Devil's Gate Dam and
Nice.
the Suicide Bridge. But yeah, just check out our website, hauntedoc.com. You can also find us on Twitter, Haunted Orange, at Haunted Orange, and also on Facebook.
Cool. And as always, I'm Frank, and you can find me on Twitter and Engineer Frank, and like us on Facebook, West of the Rockies, on the Facebook, and podcast on iTunes and Tumblr. And that's where you will find tonight's episode. Now, Chad, have you been to the Devil's Bridge? Or is it Devil's Gate?
No.
No?
I haven't.
Gonna have
I've
to
heard
go.
some crazy stuff about
Yeah,
that
you
place.
have to go.
Yeah, no.
I would take you after we're done here, but
Yeah, if I didn't have to be up at 6
next time.
in the morning. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's one of the places. I mean, I always hear some crazy stuff about it, and I'm kind of weary about going myself, but you know, I might go if Fernie.
We have to go without
Yeah,
Jay.
yeah,
Yeah, Jay's
we
up,
got to go
man.
check that out for
Regarding
sure.
that.
So, Chad, I was asking you during the break, and I actually wanted to save the question for on the air. When did you get started doing this? How long have you been investigating the paranormal?
It's been pretty recently. I would say probably for the last year I've been investigating. I think, since I did the show, I mean, since I was on Ghost Adventures, like I said, it just opened up my world. Now I'm gonna do a ghost hunt with the Constantinos in Parafest. Yeah, Parafest in September.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just it's just kind of opened up this world to me. And
So right now he's still officially an enthusiast,
Oh,
right?
really?
And then at some point he graduates to
investigator.
investigator.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
I would say I'm
good.
an
I
amateur
guess.
investigator right now. I wouldn't call myself an investigator. I would say I'm an investigator in training.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that somebody's got to come up with like merit badges for like investigators. Like you go investigate, it's like you show your it's like okay, this guy's he's a seasoned guy. No, I mean I think that it's really cool that that you have this interest and you kind of bring awareness to it because I think that people should be a little bit more open-minded to the possibilities of that there's more out there. I think
Right.
that just the society that we live in keeps us all focused on the here and now and the material things of everyday life.
Right.
But it's really good to be able to step out of all that and experience something a little bit different because it definitely changes your perspective and it changes the way I think that you approach the things that come with just living
Just into your everyday life.
yeah, absolutely. And I was wow, that I went in that really deep tangent and I totally blanked out on what was my next question, which is kind of sad. But let's see. Yeah, sure. I'm taking. Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we're taking calls from fans. If you're listening to this, we got a few more minutes here with Chad. And if you want to call in, ask any questions, our phone number is 323-664-3251. We're so clever that it actually spells out 323 Moheak 1,
Nice.
right? Isn't
Very
that pretty
clever.
crazy?
Very clever.
Right? Now, Chad, I have a question for
Yeah.
you because on this show, we don't only deal with the paranormal. We do conspiracies, we talk aliens and UFOs and all this stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So, you were on the X-Files.
Right.
Any thoughts on the alien UFO phenomenon?
Absolutely. I'm glad you asked. It's another fascination of mine. 10 years ago, I was out on the beach. It was late at night.
Mhm.
I was with a friend, and I'm looking over the sky, and I see this looked like this fireball coming out of the sky.
Oh, wow.
And it was like shooting. It was coming down fast, and it looked like a shooting star. I thought it was going to die out, and you see shooting
Of
stars,
course.
and they go, poof, and it's gone. Well, it's coming down from the sky, and just before it hits the water, it stops. And it just sits there for a second, and then it does this like zip, 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 and it zips away, and it goes back to where it came. Well, it actually goes the opposite direction. And I was like, look, to my friend. She turns around, and it was like gone, and I couldn't believe what I had seen. I
Wow.
mean, you know what you see,
Of
and then,
course.
of course, you tell people, and I think when someone tells you a story, it's like, you always have to be there. Like
Of course.
there's that part of you. It's like, oh, that's amazing, and there's another part of you. It's like, cool. You don't unless you see it or have to experience it.
Right.
But I believe that there are aliens. I believe that they're already here. I
Really?
believe that they're here to help us along. I don't think that they're anything to fear. But it does trip me out to think that those exist, because what is that? I mean, we're talking about ghosts and demons and like trying to wrap our hands around that.
Right.
Aliens, that just
We
blows
actually,
my
me and
mind.
Ben actually had a chance to speak with a few of them at the last convention we did in Arizona.
Oh, really? What's the good word over there? No, but I mean, to me, that's always been, when I was a kid, my dad was, he wasn't so much into the paranormal, but he was all about UFOs and stuff. And, I grew up like flipping through his books and stuff like that. And I've always been fascinated by the idea that, that there are other civilizations and stuff like that. What do you think? What are your thoughts on, obviously one of the most famous, if not the most famous case that we know of, Roswell.
Roswell.
What
Yeah.
do you think happened there? I mean, do you think that
I think something happened. Absolutely. It's funny. The director that I'm working with right now directed the movie that it's called Roswell. That's really funny that it came up, and he's really into aliens. We're having this discussion today, actually.
Nice.
Now I lost my train of thought. What did you say?
Yeah.
It's late. I'm tired. What did you say? What was it?
Roswell. What
Yes,
are your thoughts?
Roswell. Yes, I was going with that. Yeah, I think something happened. I think they definitely covered something up.
I think
Because
Go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. I think that because maybe people aren't ready for it.
Right.
They're not ready for that truth.
Right.
If aliens were to come down tomorrow and be like, "Hey guys, we're here, we're real. Okay, go ahead, do your tests on us and whatnot," people would trip out,
Right.
and it would shift the consciousness as we know it. Because I think it would. I think it would shake up religion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think we have somebody on the line. You're on West of the Rockies on Moheak Radio, Moheak.com. Our guest tonight, Chad Lindberg, Ernie Alonso. You're on.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
That's good. I've actually been on here for the past 2 minutes. Like I can hear you guys on the phone.
Sorry about that. We were just getting to your call there.
No, that's okay. I was like, I'm not going to interrupt.
Thank you. Do you have a question for Chad?
Yeah, he was talking about his spirit guide earlier. Has he ever actually contacted with them and talked to them before, or?
No, I haven't tried to, and at some point I feel like I probably should. I did have a dream later on after I had seen her. I had a dream where she appeared to me, and she said, it was so weird. She said, "What is it gonna?" I gotta get the words right. Something about realizing my full potential, and it was a very, very profound sort of dream. And I remember it was the same person that I had seen. But yeah, it's always on my mind to contact her and try to talk to her. Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, you should totally do that, because that would probably be something that you need at some certain point in your life, and it would just be like, oh, I should have known this 5 years ago kind of thing. But it sounds really cool, and it's just neat. I like this stuff a lot.
It's amazing. I feel like she's probably here shaking her head at me right now as we're talking.
She's like,
about
why
it.
don't you talk to me?
Right. She's like, oh, okay, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have
This
any
is
other
Callie,
questions?
by the way.
Hey, I'm going to see you Tuesday.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for your call.
Sorry.
We really appreciate it.
Yep,
Thank you,
thanks.
Callie.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cool. Yeah, definitely want to hit up those spirit guides, man. I mean, you want to
Yeah.
keep them waiting there. It's like, really, dude? I've been here this whole time and nothing?
Yeah.
Now, when we're talking about aliens, and you said that they're here to help us. Obviously, when you dive into this topic, and you hear all these different ideas and theories, and people have all these kind of different interpretations of the phenomena. Some negative, some positive. Do you think that there are those negative aliens or races, as some people claim that? Are looking to harm us, or they have been here before, and that's what we see in the pyramids in Egypt, and et cetera, et cetera. What do you
Right.
think?
I think anything is possible. My gut feeling is they're not here to harm us. They're here to move us along. Like the pyramids, for instance. Like how'd that happen?
Right,
Some
right.
of these things we can't explain. Well, maybe it was because of that. It's hard to say.
Okay, sorry, we got another call. I just
yeah.
want to make sure that we get
right.
everybody here. You're on West of the Rockies, Moheak Radio, Moheak.com.
Is this Moheak Radio?
Yes, this is Moheak Radio.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Chad's biggest fan.
Awesome.
Hi, Mom.
Is it really?
It's my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, it's my mom.
Well, good evening, Mrs.
Hi,
Lindberg.
Mom.
How are you?
Evening.
We're
Oh,
totally
okay.
we're totally behaving over here. I can assure you that.
Chat's turning red.
I am, Mom.
Oh, that's really
Best.
sweet.
I can't imagine he is behaving.
Hi, Mom. What you doing?
I know my son way too well.
You've been listening.
Questions for Scott.
I
Yeah.
told her that I was coming to do this interview, and I thought you were going to bed.
Well, I was, but I didn't want to miss an opportunity and let them know they've got the best on air there. So
He's awesome. He's an awesome
No,
guy.
he's a
Chad,
great.
Chad
guy.
is the real deal, that's for sure, and I'm very proud of him.
Now, what do you think, as his mom? What do you think about him going into all these scary places and looking for ghosts? Are you okay with that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, pretty much he's been dealing with it his whole life around here, so I'm all for it. He's really good at it, and they want to speak to him, and maybe he can help somebody on the other side, and he's got a calling for it, so go for it.
Nice. That's really good that you're supportive of him. You know, like I said, a lot of family, you know, depending on you know, the spiritual beliefs of family members, you know, I encounter that some people that investigate, you know, they're like, well, you know, my whatever brother, my mom doesn't like this or whatever.
Right.
So it's really
Right.
cool that you support him. That is really great.
We do. We my sister and my mom and I, we actually, Ghost Adventures is our show. And
Oh,
we
really?
actually bond over that show.
Oh,
We
yeah.
sit down, we watch it, and then we'll watch the repeats, and you know, so.
Oh, yeah,
we're
over
very-
and over and over.
again. Yeah, you know, we'll you know, talk about the guys, and it's for us, it means a lot. It means a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your
It
call,
does.
Mrs. Lindberg.
Well-
I think that it's really great that
That
you
was a
call
nice
in.
surprise.
Yeah,
Oh,
totally.
Mom.
Awesome.
I love you, Mom.
Well, thank you for having my son on there, and thank you for being so nice
My
to him.
pleasure. And thank you for your call.
Good night,
Have a
Miss
great
Lindberg.
night.
Love you,
You
Mom.
too. Bye, bud.
Love you.
Good night.
Notice how we all just went into our best behavior.
I
It's
know, we all-
have a good evening. You gotta love moms, right? I mean,
She's the best.
The-
She's the best.
Your
They-
Mother's Day is coming up too.
oh yeah,
It is.
What is that? Do you know?
May
12th,
10th
I think, right?
Oh yeah, well yeah, it's the
Might be,
12th.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, a good thing you reminded me, Ernie, because I was like, woo. No, that is really cool. And I think I asked you a question at the beginning of the show, but let me ask the same question in different words. Growing up in your house, I mean, your mom is really supportive about this. Has your mom or you as a child, did you ever have an experience with the parent like growing up?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, absolutely. We lived in a house. I was like in first grade. We were very, very young, and we lived in a house where apparently before we had moved in, there was an old couple there, and the woman had died, and the man, I believe, was forced or he had to leave. He went to a home or whatever. We moved into this place, and I wasn't so aware of it then, what was going on, but apparently the woman was not happy that we were there. And I remember one night, we were all kind of sleeping in the living room.
Uh-huh.
It was my mom and my sister, and all of a sudden in the kitchen, we heard ka-clang, 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 ka-clang. And we went out in the kitchen, and their pots and pans were everywhere.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember my mom going, "That's enough." Like she had just had enough of it. And apparently, and my sister, I didn't have anything crazy happen to me, but my sister would wake up in the middle of the night and see this woman sitting there looking at her, basically, which is very intense and scary. I couldn't imagine that at that age, but yeah. So we've always been kind of, you know, attracted to that, or they're
Right.
attracted to us.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah.
And I think we got somebody else on the line. Hello, you're on West of the Rockies.
Hi, this is Chad's spirit guide.
Oh, good.
Oh, hello. Yes, you're a man.
Hi. Yes, yeah, I get that a lot. I get the woman thing a lot, but no, I'm a man, and I just say you're doing really well. I'm really glad, but you need to hear what I'm telling you because there's a lot of scary things out there, mister.
Identify yourself, sir.
My name is Scott Grunwald, and I was on a show that had 3 stars out of 10. How are you guys?
Can I tell you something? I
Yeah.
like you too.
You know what? You're awesome, man.
Yeah, the thing Chad is missing is all of the comments in the chat room that I'm looking at here.
What's going on there? Because I'm
Oh
trying
no,
to keep
I
up.
was talking about Scott's comments here.
Oh, it's Scott's. Yeah, I think I caught.
Always
quite a
very
few.
entertaining, Scott.
I love Scott. I love you, Scott.
I love Scott,
Yeah,
You know that?
Mr. Scott
I love
Grunwald on the
you.
line. And of course, for the people that are tuning in for the first time. Quite the paranormal investigator there, talking about professional, seasoned guys who have been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
Scott Grunwald, I think you can't get any better than that.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, you can't. And he gives great hugs.
So I've heard.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost hugger.
You are, and you look amazing in tutus.
Hey, you know what? That was so weird because that day that our eyes met across that room, I think it was StuCon or something like that, and I had a tutu on, and you had this weird look on your face. I asked you, was there like chemistry going on? I didn't know, was it a missed opportunity? I'm not sure what happened there.
Maybe in a past life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need to talk to our spirit guide.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And now not in this life, obviously, but there is that love there and that kinship.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I'm so glad. And I got to investigate. It was cool. I met him on a rainy day. I met Chad on a rainy day. He drove in this, like, souped-up car, and I think he might have hit another car when he was parking. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to tell on you. And we were in a dry cleaners, and I came rushing in on him, and I'm like, "Hey, Mr. Lindberg." He goes, "Yeah, Chad, really? Come on, man." And I got to interview you for a show, and we talked to that
Nice.
popcorn show, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you told about the scratches, and it's like, and I've been in that room before, up in there, and it's a scary place. That's one of the. There's a few places. You and I went into the 5-minute room at Wolf Manor. That room was very similar to that room. Is it 323 or the room at Linda Vista?
Yeah.
Right.
It has there's something to it. It's physical.
Well, yeah, I was telling him about the experiences we had where the light flew off and almost hit me, or when we heard the woman, and it really when you have an experience like that, it bonds with the people that you're with in that room. I think on a very deep level, wouldn't you say, Scott?
It does. You let's say when you're in groups, you're like in AA or scouting, or I think those are the same thing. I'm not sure, but you belong to groups and stuff, and that's cool. And maybe you go to the same church and stuff. But when you're put in a situation where it can be kind of stressful, yet scary, yet terrifying, you really get to. It's like those people that on that show when I survived, where they're out on a raft or something. You really get to know a person when you're stuck in the middle of the ocean with them, thinking though they look like a pork chop. You're still, you get this real good bond between you, wondering which one of you is going to die first.
Exactly.
Now, Scott, you were on the show Paranormal Paparazzi, and Chad, you were on that. Where were you guys investigating on that particular episode?
He was. You
guys were in a cleaners.
Yeah,
right?
actually, he had caught me.
He cornered him in the
Doing
cleaners.
a little parentheses right now. Caught me in the cleaners, and then we talked about the scratch that happened at Linda Vista on the Ghost Adventures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good time. I think we had lattes too. I'm not sure.
And what?
I think we had coffee too. I'm not sure.
We did have
I
coffee.
think there was coffee involved. We
There
had
was
coffee or something.
there was coffee. There's always coffee involved.
No, I was going to tell you, the hotel you stayed in up here, but next time you stay here at the house, but that one that you stayed in when you came up here,
Yeah.
things are going on there. So, and I know that you stayed there, and another group of investigators have stayed there. No one's really investigated that hotel, but it's a lot of weird stuff's going on there. So next time you come out, maybe you stay here at the pad, but we'll go over there, and there's actually one particular room that I guess someone killed themselves in or something, but it's really trippy over there now.
Yeah, it felt like it there. We're gonna hit up all the spots.
Yeah, we're going to do the whole gambit,
Yeah.
the whole circuit.
Nice. And Scott, so you've investigated with Chad, right? Like you guys have done investigations?
Yes.
What do you think of Chad out there? I mean, is he a pretty good investigator in your opinion? putting him totally on the
You know,
spot.
he called himself a fledgling investigator or an investigator in training, and I saw total professionalism. I mean, you really just saying you're a paranormal investigator makes you a paranormal investigator. You really, and it's his passion. I mean, we're sitting here leaning over a gurney in one of the most terrifying asylums ever, and I'm looking at his face, and his face just kind of changed. And it was just like, okay, this is really trippy. But you kept your composure, except for when you jumped in that light. Oh, and then when the cup fell. Oh, and then when you screamed like a girl. Other than that,
But yeah,
but there was some. It was really trippy. And I thought,
yeah, but no. After that light flew off, I think I jumped up, and I didn't really get. I got scared, but I was more just like pumped up. And then I got my spirit box out, and then I turned into a madman.
It's good to see. I mean, you really got that. That's your. I use a bell and a candle. I mean, I have a different type of investigating, but you really, like you said, you have a passion, but you have a really good this connection with this piece of equipment. I have a box full of equipment that I just whatever people have given me, and they've gone. I've had forever, but to know that you bring this thing with you on to the supernatural conventions and with you on set and stuff. That really adds it's almost tethered to you. It becomes part of you. And I think a piece of equipment will work better if you have that much interest in it and you know about it. So, yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Nice.
Yeah,
Thanks,
tethered.
brother. I can't wait till we do it again.
We should tether.
Yeah. I think we're tethering right now.
I think there's tethering going on. A little bit of tethering.
Nice. Well, I know that Chad, you're obviously, like you mentioned, you're working on a project, and you're gonna have to take off here in a minute or two. Scott, I believe you're gonna hang on the line here, and you're gonna keep me company because let me tell you, this place is quite scary, and I hate to be here by myself.
Yeah, the guys were cleaning up downstairs, getting ready to take off. So
Yeah.
Okay.
You're all alone.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this first time I'm gonna be alone in here. I don't know how I'm gonna take. I'm gonna deal with this. So, so I'm gonna play like one quick song here. Scott, if you could just hang on the line with me for just like a few minutes, and we'll come back and we're gonna chat here for a bit. But I want to thank Chad Lindberg. Thank you so much for being so generous with your time. I really appreciate it. I'm really humble. Thank you, sir.
Oh, well, right back at you. Thank you for having me. I mean, honestly, and thank you, Ernie.
Ernie, for setting it up.
Yeah, I was really passionate about all of this, and it really means a lot to me that you'd have me out.
No, it's my pleasure. You're welcome anytime. My doors
Awesome.
are open here for you.
Awesome. That sounds
So let me cue up. We're gonna play a little bit of this. I'm gonna come back with Scott Roomwall on the line. We're gonna find out a little bit of what he does. And so here we go. Don't go away. West of the Rockies, Moheak Radio, Moheak.com.